we're going to look at this. I've got 4x squared minus 9. So again, I'm going to start checking my GCFs. So I'm going to do math over 9, 4 comma 9, and their GCF is 1. Now, we just worked a problem with the GCF, a greatest common factor of 1, which means we're not going to divide out by any number, so we will not have a GCF in our final answer. But I noticed that my trinomial is missing a term. So my x term's missing. Well, let's think, what does that mean? If I don't see the x term in my final answer, there has to be 0 of them. So this is really like 4x squared plus 0x minus 9. They're just not going to show that 0x in the final answer. But now I can write my coefficients for my a, my b, and my c. And now I want to find my factors of my a and c product, which is negative 36. And I'm going to kind of use some of my knowledge. I know I have to multiply to negative 36, and I have to add to my b, which is 0. So that should help me narrow down my list of factors when I go to my calculator. So I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to put 36 instead of negative 36. But I know if they have to add to 0, my factors should be the same value. So I'm going to skip around in my table until I find some numbers that are the same number so that I can make one negative and one positive so they will add to 0. And look what I find, 6 and 6. So I'm not going to bother writing down the other factors. I just know one has to be positive 6 and one has to be negative 6 to multiply to a negative 36 and add to 0. So again, now I'm going to go to my box and I'm going to start filling in so that I can get my terms for my rows and my columns. And I'm going to color code first and last term. And then I know my diagonal boxes have to add to 0x. So I've got 4x squared, my top left box, it's my lead term. And I've got a negative 9 for my constant or my final term, my trinomial. And I know that when I fill in these numbers for my x games, they're going to fill in my diagonal boxes. So one's a negative 6x, positive 6x. Again, these could be switched. It does not matter. It's just going to affect where your terms are here. We should all get the same terms. So now I'm going to look. A common factor between 4 and 6 is 2. And a common factor of x squared and x is x. And 2x times what is going to make 4x squared? Hopefully you said 2x. 2x times what is going to make a negative 6x? Hopefully you said negative 3. What times 2x is going to make a positive 6x? A positive 3. And 3 times negative 3 does indeed multiply to negative 9. So now I have my terms and my terms for my rows and my columns, and now I can write my final factor answer. So the factors of 2x minus 3 and 2x plus 3 will multiply to create the trinomial 4x squared minus 9. If you'll now complete your homework and check your homework with the homework key and prepare for your quiz over factoring trinomials. Thank you.